Hello everyone, this is the 2002 Toyota Camry LE 4-cylinder. Comes equipped with the 4-speed automatic. And today I'm basically just going to give you a quick overview of the car and also look at some things that you need to look for when you are purchasing this vehicle. So we'll start here with the tires. As you can see, these tires still have some tread on it. You can see the wear marks right there. It's not down all the way. However, these do have cracks in the tires along the sidewall. I don't know if you can see it or not here with the sunlight, but it's got cracks in the tires, so these are going to be needing to be replaced, needless of how much tread they have on them. They're unsafe to be driving on, that's for sure. And then I'll go down to this end down here, and what we'll do is get the glare of the sun in the paint, and we'll just look right down the side here and just match the color to all the panels down the side of the car, so you're getting that same little reflection you can see as I walk down here. And that will, you know, kind of indicate whether there has been accidents in this vehicle or not, you know, by looking at the paint itself. And then we'll look at the trunk in the back. Alright, and the paint looks good. Oh, there's a ding. And we'll just look here and kind of look at the reflection of this paint here, up in here too on this panel. Make sure all the colors are the same. And we'll just give it a look under the back. Just kind of looking under here, just looking at the exhaust, you know, make sure the hangers aren't broken on the exhaust, not too big of a deal. So, doesn't look like there's any welding marks of any sort. Doesn't look like it's had a rear end collision of any sort at all. And then we'll go and look down this side panel. Then again, just getting that same reflection all the way down the paint. So just kind of walk along and even touch it as you go, you know, so you can get a feel if there's one panel that's rougher than the other or whatnot. Could have had some body work done to it, things like that. Just kind of looking up here, even under the hood, just kind of feel the paint panel as you get a feel for it. And we'll look in here. And just kind of looking at the bushings, just making sure these little rubber parts aren't blown out or worn out, cracked, all that good stuff. Those are not too expensive to repair, but can be money out of the pocket. So look back down that panel, all of the panels look fine. Actually, even as we look here in the front, we can see there's a little bit of fading on the headlights themselves. So that's not that big of an issue. You know, with these kinds of cars, they have thin lenses on them, kind of a cheap plastic. So, you know, that does occur. I mean, if it's both the same on both sides, it's not that big of an issue because you can just repair it. However, if there is one side that's kind of fogged up like this and the other side's clear, I'd wonder if that thing was in an accident. I'd look on the sides, even under the hood and everything, just to double check, because a lot of times that's the case. Alright, and then basically just taking a look at the front end, making sure you got the cover underneath, all is well. We're not seeing any major leaks, nothing dripping majorly or anything like that. If it's a little damp, it's okay, we'll check it from the top. Now I'm going to go ahead and check it out from the inside here. Alright, and we do have automatic controls for the windows here in the front and the rear. You got your locks, window locks, mirrors control right and left. It's got beautiful cloth seats in it, really nice seats. They're actually very, very comfortable, nice to sit in. Good around. Just sit in here. Then we have all our controls over here. We have a single disc CD player. We also have a tape deck here. You have a 12 volt power outlet here, and you also have one actually right down here in this, right there. So kind of cool, got that. And as we're looking in the glove compartment, it does have two of them, so you just close that. You got another compartment up here. It's kind of cool. Give you a little bit of space as well. Take these waters out. And then you have your cup holders here, and you can close that down like so, which is kind of cool. Alright. You got a little place here for all your stuff. You got your air conditioning. Starting up the car, I would definitely be checking all these things. I'd be checking that the air conditioning works both hot and cold, because if it's not, you know, if it's just blowing hot and it doesn't blow cold, that could mean it probably needs an AC recharge, which depending can be kind of expensive where you go. It could be around 150 bucks. So, and then we got a cool little change thing over here on this side. Put your change in there. And you actually have some, it actually leads into your wiring. And I think you can stick the OBD2 down here, I believe you connect it down here to check. Then you have your hood release. You got your trunk release down here. You have your gas release. You also have the trunk release on the key fob as well, which is kind of cool. And then you have a place to put your sunglasses up in here. Got your reading lights up here as well. Oh, also you do have your power seat controls here for forward, backwards. You can control this one like that. It's a really nice spot. You got actually really nice room to put stuff here in the back. Down in here, really nice. Got the holders back here. You actually have AC, comes out down here on both sides there. Both sides. Same holders over here on this side. And let's see. One really nice feature I like about this car is that it does have 60-40 split rear seats. So really cool thing. Just pull this little button here. Seat goes down like that. Same with this one here, we'll just pull it there. 60-40 split. I love it. It's almost like having a truck. Sort of. Of course, it's the same on this side as well. It does not, however, have the power seat on the passenger side, which is kind of unfortunate because you do have to use this to control this part, and you use this here to kind of pull it forward and backwards. Alright, so right after we started up, just kind of looking at the dials here, seeing everything, just making sure it's not bouncing up or down with the RPMs or the miles per hour, any of the gauges in general. Make sure the the heater control there is all just in the right place. And then we'll look under the hood here. Fucking ridiculous. Alright, as I said, this is a 2.4 liter 16 valve VVT-i. It's got 157 horsepower. Not too powerful, but it's just a commuter car. It's supposed to be reliable and efficient, and this one is definitely that. I love the VVT-i's that Toyota's come out with. It gives their cars more power and more efficiency and reliability. I love it. So looking here, we got the coolant. It's got a little bit of a leak, you can see. It doesn't look too major, honestly. It's all dried out. It doesn't look like it's currently wet or dripping down the thing. I think it's just because the hose clamps here weren't tightened all the way, and I think the clamps are kind of bad. This one's kind of cheesy. And we're just kind of looking at this. Just a little bit on this side, nothing major. Then we got our alternator down here. Just looking at the alternator, make sure the it's not corroded or rusted in any way, because that would mean you'd have to replace it. An alternator would cost you about $200, $300, depending where you go or who does it. And then we have the power steering here, the power steering fluid, and then you got the power steering hose that comes off of it. You can see already, if you can't yet, you can see a little bit of a leak down there. It's wet around here a little bit. That's general for the power steering hoses. A lot of these Toyotas, they'll generally go out. That shouldn't cost more than $100 to fix. Just that little hose to get that done with. And then looking for oil leaks. So we got a little bit of a leak. You can see down here, a little bit. It's not too bad. It doesn't look like it's majorly leaking. It's probably just a small seal leak from somewhere in there. Can't really tell until you get down there into it to check it out. But the major other thing here is like looking for seal leaks around here, all the way around in the front, and go all the way around and look in here in the back. That's where it will get expensive. Just looking back here, we got everything's looking okay. There's no major leaks of any sort around the entire car. Right. And we checked the drive belt earlier. There's no cracks in the drive belt at all. So that's good, that's a good sign. And then in the front here we have the AC condenser. I always check these because these are bad and they're all punched out with rocks and all that stuff. They can be expensive to replace. Then we got our radiator actually in the back of the AC condenser. You can see it back here just a little bit. Looks fine to me. It's not beat up or anything like that. Then we have the battery. Always check the battery, just make sure the battery is not corroded around the side. Look at the year, especially right here. This is 414, so it's 2 years old. And then now you can see that the fans come on and the engine starts heating up. So always look for that as well, because if fans don't work, yeah, that's going to be expensive. Then we have our air intake here. We got the air duct here that takes air in, comes up through here, filters it through the filter, goes back there into the engine. Basically, the one thing I would want to mention with this is that the mass airflow sensor. A lot of times, especially with Toyotas, when they get higher mileages like this vehicle does, the mass airflow sensors need to be cleaned. Not necessarily replaced, but cleaned. A lot of people have their check engine lights come on and they can't figure it out. It's pulling a P0171 fuel to lean code, and the first thing I would do with that is I would just take out this whole intake box and then just clean out the mass airflow sensor itself with mass airflow sensor fluid, or cleaning fluid. But other than that, yeah, just make sure that all the hoses are good. Just touching the hoses, make sure they're not cracked or hard or anything like that. You know, none of these hoses have that issue right now. Just make sure they're all clamped on. There's no leaks coming from them. So just make sure everything's dry in here. There's no real leaks, no major leaks at least, and that all the parts look fine. That there's really no majorly replaced parts in the front end of the engine or in the back end. Just things to look for, you know, when you're looking under the hood here. And next thing we'll do here, we'll go ahead and give it a drive. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and give it a test drive here. And the first thing we're going to do is just basically make sure that all the transmission's working fine. It's not kicking or lagging like that. Here, we'll just basically put it in to each gear. Just kind of get a feel for it. Make sure it's not rough when you put it into any of the gears here, into neutral, reverse, any of that. And we'll just start going ahead and driving it. Basically what I would usually do is I would give you a quick view of a 0 to 60 and then also stopping it from about like 40 miles an hour to a complete stop. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to talk about a quick drive and how this car drives. I think the first thing I noticed when I start driving this car is that it really drives very, very smooth. It's easy to touch the gas. I mean, It turns really nice. You can feel the weight of the vehicle and the steering wheel just by turning the car. So you can feel this car's pretty light car. It only weighs 3,186 pounds, which is not too much, but it is a 4-cylinder. It's made for fuel efficiency and reliability, and this car has all of that. I've reviewed many consumer reviews on these cars, and people just love them. One of the things that people do say, however, that there is an issue with these cars is the head bolts will wear out and they'll strip. Basically, you would blow your head gasket and you'd need a new motor. Well, I think that just depends on the person who's taking care of their vehicle, because a lot of people take care of their vehicles differently, and not any one person takes care of it the same. So, you know, a lot of people beat on these cars because they think, oh, well, you know, it doesn't need that much care. It's only for fuel efficiency driving around town. Well, the better you take care of it, the longer it's going to last, as with anything. So this is one of those cars, though, that has been very well taken care of. I mean, the car runs perfectly. You could feel it in the steering wheel, in the gas pedal, in the brakes. I mean, there's really not too much wrong with this. I mean, just minor cosmetic things here and there. That's not what you're really looking for. You're trying to find out the major things that are wrong with the car and how much those major things will cost you. But when you're buying a car that's been very well taken care of after you've looked over the whole thing, I mean, you might have yourself a deal as long as you can get the car for the right price. And I think this is one of those cars that just is very reliable. One of those cars that will last a long time. Like most people have these things for years and years because they're so great and reliable. So I can't stress that enough. But yeah, just driving it down the street here, I mean, the car drives great. The car drives great. I mean, super smooth, and there's no lag in the gas pedal. There's no lag in anything. You can feel it just every time you just touch it a little bit. You get that feel through your foot that it's very responsive. So that's what we're looking for, and I think the car would actually, if I were buying this car, everything I'm looking at here would point towards me wanting to buy it as long as I can get it for the right price. You know, it's got 187,000 miles, but does that really matter when the car runs and drives great? Then again, you got to compare your options to other vehicles, like other cars you might be interested. Like, I've heard that the Honda Accord is not even as reliable from what people have said to the Toyota Camry. So it's things like that that I like to know, I like to figure out and get to the bottom of before I actually make the decision on buying a car. But I want to go ahead and stop it here today, and that will be it for this video. I will be coming up with some more videos, better quality. I'm still working on that now, so I appreciate you tuning in and watching. Thank you so much.